Warning, this show contains adult language, so viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to improving quality of life for both people and planet through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Today's episode 191, and it's making a difference in our world with seeds. I think I want to do a series of this. I'm kind of excited about this one because that's what I'm doing right now. And basically what I'm doing, to just jump right in. Oh, before we do, yes, the background noise is my F-350 diesel pickup truck, my mobile studio, so that's the sound. It's not quite the best quality, but as we work up to this podcast, this show, and maybe get some, we can monetize it some way in the future, we can actually get into a real studio instead of this hobo shit. But we got to make do with what we got, right? And we're making do with what we got to help people out, to make a difference in our community, to change our world. And I think seeds, teaching people how to grow their own food, to feed themselves, instead of feeding them, teach them how to feed themselves, and we can solve many, many problems. So what I'm doing is I'm starting a seed library /bank, just to jump into it here. And that's why I want to talk to you guys today about how to grow vegetables for seed, how to process them, how to store them, what to grow, how to distribute it if we get that far enough. And basically, if you don't have land, stay tuned because I have a solution for you. It's exactly what I'm doing. So I have a membership or a group, not necessarily a membership. You guys are more than welcome from anywhere in the United States, possibly the world, I guess. It's San Diego, BC Gardening, and that's in the California here. And we're looking, I've got about 150 members or so. And basically what I'm doing is I'm getting a bunch of people to grow seeds right now. It's in its infant stages. But basically what we're doing is we're going to build ourselves a seed bank library. I came up with the solution, and this is what I love to share on this show and teach. It's problem solving, using your imagination. I have a problem. I don't have enough time to go out there and do what I originally wanted to do, which was grow a bunch of seed and package it all up, park in a parking lot at a grocery store or something, put a big sign out and say, hey, we got free seeds, any and all. And I got to sit with my, for those of you following me, I've got a special needs daughter, so, you know, diapers and stuff, so it makes it kind of rough for me. So I came up with a solution. Why don't we, like a newspaper stand? I don't think they even have those anymore. That's how fucking old I am. But if you got yourself a like a newspaper stand with like a plexiglass or something in it, and you got a bunch of little shelves, you can organize all these seeds and just drop seed packages off so that people can come at will whenever they want. I also, for my members right now, and I look in the future, this is part of my business that I've been talking about for those who have been following me, is I'm trying to get a gardening business on the premise of what I'm doing right now locally. I can't do this on the web yet because I don't have enough subscribers and followers, but I have enough of a group member right now where there's a place here called Grangetto's Farm Supply. And because I have enough members and people interested, they're offering them 15 to 20% discounts off anything in the store. So what I'm proposing to do is make this seed bank mailbox thing, you know, a newspaper box, at their location. We're going to make a phone call actually today to see if that's possible. So what it's going to do is it's going to attract people to go get seeds and then possibly buy stuff. So I don't see how they wouldn't take the bait there. But you see, I don't have to be there anymore. I can get in the car with my daughter, go drop off my seeds, and the seeds are distributing themselves basically. Also, all my members who are growing stuff for seed, the experienced ones, they don't have to go and mail their seeds to me. We don't have to have a big meeting or nothing. Like, they can just simply go to the box as well and dump off seeds there themselves for the needy, right? But now we're stacking functions, as we like to teach on the show, the permaculture phrase, concept there. What's going to happen is that, let's just say that I bring about 15 varieties of seeds and I go to the seed bank to drop it off for these people. And next thing I know, I see a packet of seeds that I don't have. Well, I happen to take a pack of 20 seeds, you know, of something rare, say like some holy basil or something from Taiwan, you know, I'll take a couple and leave a couple. So what happens is that if you do this in your own neighborhood to make a difference, you're not only feeding people or providing stuff for them, but you're also providing stuff for yourself. So it's a win-win for everybody. And I'm really, really excited about these concepts. I mean, that's like the premise of my show, is trying to teach people to be able to fend for themselves this way, and do it in a smart way that's biologically, that's eco-friendly, that's just great for the world, for everybody, as the opening statement implies in the show. So I'm really excited about this seed / library bank. And yes, I need to look into Robert Greenfield. And I think you guys should check him out too. A lot of people told me, I guess I'm kind of like him or something, so we got a lot in common. I know a little bit about him, but not a lot. But he's doing the same thing. So yeah, take a look at what I'm doing, take a look at what he's doing, and maybe we can come up with some great solutions to actually make a difference in our like I said, for your community and for the planet, and benefit yourself as well. Now let's get at how to grow for seed. Let's start out with something simple, tomatoes. So when you guys want to grow tomatoes, let's say cucumbers, let's stick with 2 to keep it simple here. You want to grow your tomatoes until they get really plump. I mean, they're ready to just fall off the vine. They're almost starting to just like ferment, right? This is because in most vegetables, well, all vegetables basically, the seeds are like a human baby. For those of you who don't know, the umbilical cord is attached to the baby when the baby comes out of its mother's womb. And from what I've learned in survival, is that as soon as the baby comes out, that umbilical cord will be blue, and that's the blood that's rushing through. And I forget what color. As soon as it turns red, that means that there's I think it was that. Don't quote me on it. That's the time. Excuse me. To cut the umbilical. So what is happening here is that the baby's exiting the mother's womb, and the mother is giving it all the nutrients and blood and everything it needs, basically loading it up. So that's what the plants, you can imagine, do. They're just filling those seeds to maturity. You don't want to prematurely pick tomatoes or cucumbers too early. You want to wait till they actually get everything they need. So the next thing, that's how we basically grow for seed. Most things, I'll finish off with like some brassicas, which are like, let's say, arugula, cabbage. I'll just stick with those 2 to make it simple as well. What they're going to do is they're going to flower, and then they're going to bolt. And this bolting means that they'll shoot up this large stem. They'll just start growing really tall, really fast, and they're going to throw off flowers. Now, these flowers need to be pollinated. We do have some pollination issues, though, because if you're growing cabbage next to arugula, they're going to cross-pollinate, and there's a chance that you're not going to really have the same plant. So you have to. The problem with those is you have to separate them from cross-pollination. There's a lot to this, but I just want to get the fundamentals out there. But to finish up on it, you're going to let it grow real tall, and then out of that stalk, that stem, just below the flowers, you're going to have which looks like little tiny chilies coming out. Those are little tiny pods that are full of seeds. And same thing, you want to wait until those pods actually start to rattle, until they actually start to turn like a lightest beige color, until they're absolutely done. You do not want to pick them when they're green. So let your brassicas, your cabbages and things like that, your arugula, grow up to where it shoots off that flower and really dries up. And then you can literally take the seeds and just pull them off the stem. And then you can, one of the tactics I like is a large grocery bag. If you're doing it large scale like me, I mean, I got thousands of like bok choy seeds. Get yourself a paper bag and just take that big limb and snip it off, and then just run your fingers down the end. Just like slide it from the bottom of the stalk all the way to the top, and all the seeds will just explode all over the place. Reason why you want to use a paper bag is that if there's any moisture in there, the paper will help absorb it. If you stick any seeds inside of plastic bags prematurely, and there's any moisture, they're going to start to mold. So it's very important that you let the seeds dry out. Now, bringing it back to cucumbers and tomatoes, there's like a little gel sac around these things. So what you want to do is you want to cut your cucumber in half, and you want to scoop out all of the seeds, and there'll be this jelly, the center and everything, these really woody, hard seeds. Same thing with your tomatoes. Cut them in half. You can squish them kind of like a lemon. All the seeds will come out. What I like to do is put them in a strainer, like a wire strainer, and blast them with a hose. Get yourself a little fitting with like a little shower head, and blast them really good to get rid of as much residuals as you can. It's the jelly and a lot of the meat from the fruits, with all things cucumbers and all that. Try to pick as much as that out, and try to wash them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take these seeds now, and you're going to stick them in a jar, and you're going to fill it up with water, and you're going to let them ferment for about 3 days or so. There'll be this scum down the top, and they'll start to smell sour. That's when you know that you're getting a good fermentation. So what's happening here is that gel sac which, by the way, is a growth inhibitor. It's made so that the seed doesn't immediately start growing in the ground. It's a delay. So that way when they hit the ground, they get covered, they'll sit there for a while. That way they're ensure their survival. So what we're doing is we're removing that through fermentation. After the fermentation process, I like to put them back in a strainer, rinse them all off real nice and tidy, and then stick them in a paper towel or a rag, whatever you can, and don't moisten it. Just stick the seeds in there after they're all washed, label them. I like to stick them in the middle of a paper towel and then fold it in half, or even fold it maybe like 6 times so that they're encapsulated in the center. Then I take like a big pen and I write on it what it was and the date and everything to make sure we know exactly what it is, our species. So there you have it. Once they're dried up, you may don't put them in direct sun. Put them, all seeds, in a dark, cool, dry area, such as a closet in your house or a bookshelf or something like that. Just not in direct sun. Now you've got seeds. Once they're all dried up, you can package them. I prefer little paper packages because I'm not really much into plastics, for those of you who follow me. So we just went through how to grow for seed on most stuff. I know there's a lot of technical stuff, but we don't have a lot of time to get into every detail. We went through seed harvesting. Now let's talk about what to grow. So tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that, I think, what is that one? Oh my God, Swiss chard, I think, is very high in nutrients. It's just below kale, which I think tastes like shit. I don't know. There's different ways to cook it in soups and stuff, though. But I look at these that are very simple to grow. Like Swiss chard doesn't really have a lot of predators that come to eat it. It's very hardy, very simple to grow, and it's full of nutrition in contrast to, say, cucumbers and tomatoes. So if we want to really feed the world, we kind of want to find some nutrient-dense foods, and I think, and something that's easy. We don't want people to get discouraged, start to try to grow something and go, oh, I suck, I got a brown thumb or black thumb, as they say, which is completely ridiculous. That's a myth, right? We went into that in previous shows. So, yeah, we want to grow stuff that's relatively easy to grow. It also depends on where you live, what time of year and everything. I think everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got Google. You know, they got the internet. They can look stuff up on their own. And, yeah, so that's basically what to grow. A few things there. I think cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, and stuff like that. Just the most common things that you see in the grocery store, I think, would be the ones that we'd want to grow to distribute to people. And as we get experience, then we can move on to other things. So let's move on. Speaking of moving on, let's move on to how to distribute. So if you want to make a difference, you can have seed parties and things like that. I prefer to do the one I told you guys where it's the box where we just go and deliver and drop stuff off for people. That makes it a heck of a lot easier. I know some of you might be saying that somebody might steal it or something. Some of my friends when I was a teenager probably would have hit it with a baseball bat or something like that, you know, little jerk-offs. But for the most part, I don't see people just stealing all the seeds. And if somebody did, they probably really needed it. You know, it's not like money, candy, and stuff. It actually takes work. People are too fucking lazy. Well, I got to plant 1,000 seeds, you know. There are the weirdos out there, but, you know. But we just replace them. What's nice, as I said, with bok choy, I've got probably, my God, I probably have like 5,000, maybe more seeds. Right? Probably like 10,000 seeds. So it's not like I have a shortage. There's no way I'd be able to grow that much. So you can swap with friends and everything. I says, this is a really neat thing. And if you think that you don't have land or you're in an apartment or something like that and you actually really want to get in gardening, I think I did a bunch of podcasts on exactly what I do. Is I'm a spin farmer. So, or spin gardener, you can call it. And that's where I'm heading right now. It is Wednesday, I think first week of April. I think it's April 7th today. But yeah, I'm heading to my site, guys. I don't own the land. I don't have to pay taxes on it. Somebody has a full acre of land with a forest behind it that's got wild edibles and mushrooms and stuff. And I had peacocks going through. You guys can check it out on my Instagram. I'm going to post that. There's mountain lions and like coyotes and all kinds of rabbits and stuff like that. Really cool. And what I do in exchange for these people letting me utilize their land is I give them a lot of the portion of food that I grow. I also pay the water bill. I got myself a water meter. And I've designed a whole system that I invented so I really don't have to be there every single day. Now, I am having some troubleshooting, but basically the point I want to make, though, it's not about how my gardening techniques are, is you'll come up with your own, or I'm looking in the future to teach people what I'm doing so you don't have to work your ass off so hard. But come up with your own. But the first places you can do is you need to find the land. And I'm just going to go quickly again because I don't have much time. We try to keep these shows to 15 minutes minimum because that's all I can afford, and we are already on 15. So let's make it short. What I did is I went on Facebook and I found like Friends of Fallbrook, Friends of Vista, Friends of Oceanside. That's where I live in Sunnyside, California, here in San Diego County. And yeah, I just went on there and I told my story. I says, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. I'll give you guys food. I'll pay the water. I'll maintain a portion of the land, whatever's equal for value exchange. And I went out there and I had like 50 hits, guys. I had a bunch of people. Some people were begging me like, please do this on my land. Pick us. So there's opportunity, guys. And whenever there's a problem, as we said, I think it's on yesterday's show, was to pull back and look at the macro. As I said, I don't have time to take out of my days to go try to feed to teach people how to feed themselves, right? I can make videos, but the seed distribution is so awesome because I don't have to be there. I can just drop them off, and I'm going to be able to probably get seeds myself. So that's the show, guys. If I've inspired you guys, I need your help. We're on year 3 now. This is episode, 191. I'm going to try to give you guys 7 days a week. We're going to pump out 7 days a week of these shows, but I need your guys' help to subscribe, spread the news about the show. I've got no traction here, man. After 3 years, I'm kind of getting burned out, and I got to realize it's hard, guys, because I've just talked myself, right? I don't know if the subject matter I'm talking about sucks. I don't know if it's bringing you any value. If I haven't been getting subscribers and listeners and feedback and stuff, I'm assuming that I suck. And I'm saying this a lot on every show, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time out of my day. So please subscribe if you like it. Comment. If you guys want to tell me, fuck you, my upandinitshow@gmail.com. If there's something you guys want to hear about or suggestions or some criticism, whatever, let me know, man, because I'm going to try to go on for the rest of the year of 2021. If we don't take off and get some traction, then I'm probably just going to quit and go on with my life because I got a lot of things I can do. And this gardening business is one that I need to work a lot harder on. And yeah, but I love podcasting. I love it, man. I just love being here every single day. So you guys, with that, check it out, Up and In It, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and anywhere where they'll allow me to blabber my mouth for the podcast. Go out there and have yourself a near life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it, my friends.